Hello everyone. I am making this video because I just saw the season finale for The Boys, season 5, episode 8. And I'm making this more as to share my thoughts on it as someone who started watching The Boys literally like 2 weeks before season 5 was being released. Literally because I was just like, it's fucking, I don't know. Literally just because, like, one of my friends, Harper, he's on my videos a lot, it's basically like, The Boys really good. He wanted me to watch The Boys a lot. So, yeah, 2 weeks before season 5, binged seasons 1 through 4. Honestly, by the time I finished 4, season 5 was already out. So, yep, I consumed The Boys pretty much in a very condensed period of time. And my thoughts on it is that seasons 1, 2, 3 are really good. Season 1 and 2 are like peak, right? Season 3 I think is a little worse. Season 4 sucked. And then season 5, I do think season 5 was better than season 4. Actually, no, saying that now, I actually don't know if that's true. Anyways, yeah, season 4 and season 5 for me are a bit of a letdown. But basically, for this final episode, what do I think? Personally, oh yeah, I would like to preface this. I have not seen any of the spin-off shit, like Gen V. I haven't seen any of that. I do know of the character and how it's supposed to be, fucking the black woman. I don't fucking know who she is. But, she's supposed to be like a bloodbender and like really strong and shit, right? So, why the fuck did I decide to play Darktide? Sorry, I'm just trying to get my Ogren up right now. But yeah, so I knew about her and like her power level because they did crossover or whatever. But okay, so let's start. So the episode starts. We got like Frenchie died, they're reading his will, Frenchie butt shit, I'm dead. It's fucking crazy. I know I shouldn't have gone on that bridge, damn it. I know that bridge is bad. Fuck. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, and if I was playing For Honor Warlord, we'd be a lot more chill. But yeah, I think the ending in, what did I say? I think the ending is it's okay. From the promotional material, right? Where it's like you saw like Homelander in space, with like bombs going on the Earth, and we never got that. Like Homelander and Butcher promised scorched Earth. Nothing fucking happened. Nothing happened. You want to know who died in the finale? You want to know who died in the finale? Random billionaire guy. Homelander. Like that's it. Homelander did nothing. Like it is genuinely just like the most fucking nothing ever happens shit I have ever seen in my life. Like genuinely. Nothing fucking happened. Okay, Homelander, in the span of like 3 seconds, supposedly takes this billionaire guy to space, right? He was able to at least get near the outer atmosphere on Earth. I don't know that much about the atmosphere on Earth, but like there's levels of the atmosphere, and then obviously the final one goes to fucking space. So you're telling me in 3 seconds, this motherfucker is able to get close to that, right? He's able to get close. Maybe he gets all the way, I don't know. But like minimum he gets fucking close to make that claim of his. And you're telling me that in 3 seconds he goes there and back. But then he can't escape from the fucking White House? And literally, like he has like a second or like a second and a half to get out of the fucking White House to escape from Butcher and everyone. And he just can't fly fast enough. Are you shitting me? Like, I'm sorry, but that's just fucking stupid. That is the most that is insane plot armor. Not to mention, when he was using his fucking lasers, like, he got V1, right? Why does it feel like the V1 literally did nothing except for that one time where his lasers became, like, really cool? Other than that, he's the fucking same. Homelander is generally just the fucking same. Nothing changed. V1, this entire thing about finding V1 literally meant nothing other than the fact that, well, now the virus is, like, not gonna work, so now we need to, like, you know, replicate fucking, you know, the experiment done on goddamn Soldier Boy, which they can get done in one episode. You know, just really easily just get it done in one episode. You know, like the Russians, it took the Russians a while. Like, you could argue, like, oh, it took the Russians a while because they didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, sure, right? It makes complete sense. But you're telling me with just Sister Sage, they're able to be like, oh yeah, no, we gotta work easy, 100%. They did one experiment. They did one trial with Sister Sage help, and they unlocked the fucking keys. Like, are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting? That's all it took. They're like, so it wasn't a thing of like, oh yeah, we need to expose them to just countless radiation over a long period of time, so we could build up this natural ability to just have a shit ton of radiation. No, we just forgot to carry the two, guys. We just forgot to carry the two. But now that we have the intelligent, smart black woman that is the most retarded son of a bitch on the show, all of a sudden, we're able to get it to work. Like, I'm just being that's a little stupid. That's a little fucking stupid. I'm just saying. But anyway, Homelander proceeded to do absolutely nothing. Scorched Earth was not achieved because the writers are pussies, and they well, they didn't want fucking anything to happen. Apparently, they wanted no stakes, fucking happy ass finale where literally, like, nothing happened. Nothing fucking happened. The virus, nah, Butcher never did a failsafe. You know, the fucking Gen V characters, nothing happened. They were given fucking 5 minutes of screen time, and then that was it. That's all they contributed. They did fucking nothing. All right, Starlight almost lost to the Peak. Honestly, the Peak should have won. That's honestly like what should have happened. The Peak should have just survived. Because honestly, Starlight has low-key just been a fraud. Like ever since like season like 3 or 4, I can't remember. But Starlight has actually been just such a fucking fraud. Like, you know, you have season 2, where she was absolutely like, you know, like, I can't remember what it was, but it was the 1v1 against Atrium, right? Like, she was showing that she could do shit. End of season 3. She was able to blast Soldier Boy. She was able to use all that power in the vault tower to fucking go crazy. Right? And they just don't do anything. Like, I mean, okay, she beats the Peak, right? Hooray, I guess. Like, like, I gotta be honest, that has to be, like, genuinely, like, one of the worst, just, like, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. That, like, she was built up as this character that, given the right opportunity, right, given the setup, she can absolutely cook. And yet you're telling me that she doesn't get to do that, right? She doesn't get to take, like, an entire nuclear power plant or an entire fucking city's grid of power and just, like, melt. Like, you know what would have been baller? If she melted Homelander's eyes with her blast. If she took, like, the entirety of, like, Washington's power grid, use it as one condensed blast to just blind Homelander. How fucking baller would that shit be, right? The Boys, the series that's supposed to be about brutality, right? And like the gory and the weird stuff about, you know, life and shit, right? A series like that goes for the most normie ass ending that you could fucking imagine is actually crazy. It's actually wild. Also Terra died. Yeah, they just killed Terra because, you know, Butcher needs to go on his villain arc and then, you know, not actually achieve it. Because of course, right? You know, and fucking my God. I think that it's like the same. The best way I can equivalent this to, at least with the shows I watch and stuff, is like it kind of feels like the end of Dexter Resurrection. In the way that it was an ending of just, you know, like me personally, I think Dexter Resurrection had a much better ending. I gotta be honest, I think the finale for that was much better. But, you know, it's the same type of ending where it's just, you know, it's an ending of just, you know, it's just it's the peaceful ending, right? It's the nice ending of just, you know, the main cast is still alive, the bad guy is dead, you know, everyone's gonna be living their life to the fullest, you know, it's that type of thing, right? And it's the thing of just like, I think Dexter Resurrection pulls it off better. I still think there's problems with the ending, but I think it pulls it off better because it didn't lie to the audience. In the promotional material, we were promised Scorched Earth, right? I was expecting Scorched Earth. Nothing happened. I was expecting Homelander to be stronger with V1. Apparently fucking not. I was expecting the Gen V character to actually contribute. Nothing happened. Soldier Boy is not even in the finale. He's just not there. The Virus, which I was expected to, you know, if the show really wanted to go in the route like the fucking season 1, season 2 we're setting up, right? Of just the world, you know, like this is the world, it's horrible, bad things happen all the goddamn time, you know, the brutality. Like, you're really telling me that Butcher just didn't have a failsafe? Like, I understand it because, you know, like Huey said, like, oh, if you wanted to release the virus, you would have done it already. And then, but then Butcher's like, well, you know, I'm gonna wait for them all to wake up. That way, you know, the virus will be a lot more effective and a lot more immediate. You know, could wipe them out all in one go without them being able to, you know, respond in time. And when I heard that, I was like, okay. So Butcher, while he may be hesitant, perhaps, he's definitely thinking about this from an incredibly smart standpoint. He's thinking about this as this is the best way to pull this move off. And he didn't have a fucking failsafe. Are you shitting me? I guarantee you the only reason why fucking Huey was like, nah, Butcher, we can't do that, was because Starlight still had her powers. Because if Starlight died, you know, Huey would have been like, no, Butcher, you can't kill my fucking bitch. Alright, you can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, I guess Kimiko was alive, but like, who fucking cares? Who cares about her, honestly? Like, Kimiko was great until she started talking, and then after that, it was just over. Like, at least for me, like, that's how it felt. Like, it was just not. It was just not it. Are we winning this? I don't really know. I'm kind of just rambling, but I guess that is the style of this because, you know, there's no script, there's no talking points for me to do this. I'm just saying shit as it comes. But yeah, you know, I'm disappointed a lot in the finale. Honestly, I'm disappointed a lot. In terms of the things I liked in the finale, well, I mean, I like that Ashley switched. I mean, she was gonna switch. I think that was pretty obvious. The way that fucking, I can't remember. Who's the Oh god. I'm sorry. I have to focus on Spike Ogren. He's an Urkel. Wrong. Oh. Good. We're fine. Alright. As I was saying. Who, I can't remember who the fucking, got him. It's the, God, I actually can't remember his name. But, you know, it's the black guy that, you know, he has the voice powers, you know, the sound powers. I actually cannot remember his name, honestly, right now. But my brain's just not coming up with it. But yeah, I think the way he died, I'm not gonna say it was predictable, but it's like as soon as MM was like, "Ooh, what's this?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, they're gonna ball gag him," and then they ball gagged him, which I mean, like, pretty easy to tell that one. Another thing that pissed me off was I'm just never gonna get into the parts where I actually like this episode. I guess, yeah, that's I guess that's just not gonna fucking happen. But another part I hate is that when they were going through the secret tunnels and then they meet the other tunnel at the other end, there's like, oh, there's a wall here. My brain immediately is like, this is a trap. Obviously. Why the fuck do you think there will be a wall there? Obviously, because they're gonna trap you. And get into what happens. A fucking door closes behind them. Wow, it's a trap? Who could have fucking guessed, right? You guys are supposed to be... Whatever. But yeah, and then they get trapped, and then the people up top start shooting at them. Right? And that scene in particular, I did not like it, because you're telling me that you're gonna trap these people in a tunnel, right? And you're not gonna use gas? You're not gonna use fucking explosives? You're just gonna shoot at them. I don't think shooting at them was wrong. I don't think it was a particularly wrong play. But I'm just saying, if your goal was to trap them, right? You got the trap down. Why wouldn't you just blow up the fucking tunnel? Like seriously, why wouldn't you blow up the fucking tunnel? There is no reason to not blow up the tunnel. Because one, if they die in the explosion, great, you win. If they don't die in the explosion, great, the tunnel's collapsed. You bought yourself a shit ton of time. There is literally no reason why you would not blow up the fucking tunnel. And not to mention, fucking voice guy. I don't know. I do not know his name. I cannot remember his fucking name for like any reason. But like, you're telling me that fucking voice guy just for some reason, like he literally said like, we planned for this. Don't worry. We knew they would come this way, and yet they didn't have the fucking brain cells to think, maybe we should have backup plans. You know, maybe we should have No one in this show has a fucking failsafe, and it pisses me off. Like, genuinely, it pisses me off. Because I do not think of myself as a high IQ person. I think I'm probably like average, maybe slightly above average. But no one in this show has a fucking backup plan. No one. Ever. And, you know, you could equate to that as, like, they believe they have the upper hand, you know, why would you need a backup plan, you know, they believe in themselves. That is the dumbest shit ever, okay, I gotta be honest. Oh, you know what's another thing that pissed me off this episode? Sister Sage getting the happy ending. That actually annoyed me. Like, she is supposed to be the smartest person in the world, right? She's supposed to be the smartest being in the world. And yet she is so stupid. She is so goddamn stupid. It's actually incredible. And, you know, I've seen some things like, oh, you know, that's why there's a difference between intelligence and wisdom. And to that, I understand it, right? But, like, I don't know, like, her being like, I never expected Soldier Boy to care about his son. Motherfucker, have you not been paying attention at all to the signs of them repairing the relationship? Have you not been paying attention at all to Soldier Boy and him getting more and more just love for Homelander because he is his biological son, right? I'll have to say GG's. What a... There you go. But like, yeah, so the things that I hated a lot of things. I'm just gonna go to things I like. What did I like from this? Homelander lost his powers. That was pretty obvious that would happen. Fuck, did I actually like anything in here? I'm trying to think of things of like where I actually was like, you know, that was really good. You know, I'm trying to think of like that exactly of like that in the episode. That was really good. I'm really glad they did that. I gotta be honest. I don't. I mean, the one thing I can think of is they got a happy ending. But like, I don't really give a shit about them having a happy ending, though, right? Because the thing is, you can get a happy ending, but it's a path to get to that happy ending. Everything that happened was fucking horrible, and I hated it. But like, I mean, it's good that they got a happy ending, but I feel like they could have earned it more. You know, they could have done a lot more. The battle could have been a lot. What they fucking did was they basically decided, okay, what if we had this the Homelander final boss, right? Well, what if we had Homelander final boss, but instead we take the difficulty and we put it on story mode. You know what I mean? Like they did. It just sucked. You know what's one actually I thought of one good thing. It was a scene when they were fighting voice guy, right? Like he blasts all of them, and then Huey's like, "Don't worry, Butcher. You have your thing. I have mine." And it's like, so the writers remember that Huey existed, right? They remember what Huey did in season 1 and 2, where Huey's supposed to have this tech know-how, right? Like that's his contribution to the boys team. And then finally in the finale, after like season 4 and season 5, where he did jack shit. He did jack shit. They're like, "Oh yeah, right. All right, Huey's supposed to know this. Yeah, of course." I am mad because it's like they forgot his fucking character, and this is the one time in the past like 2 seasons where he actually was able to do something really fucking useful. Honestly, but you know, he did it right, and then after that, you know, he mimicked Soldier Boy, not Soldier Boy, Butcher's voice, you know, to like get oh, his name is O Father. It's O Father. Yeah, he got O Father to fucking follow them, and then they ball gagged him, and you know that's. I think that might be the one thing that I liked, that like I really liked. It was pretty obvious that the D was gonna die in the ocean. It was obvious that Homelander was gonna lose his powers. It was obvious that Ashley was gonna flip. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, Terror dying. I don't. Look, this has been a fucking rant. Okay, I do not remember what I've said previously, but you know, Terror dying literally for the sole purpose of making Butcher go on a villain arc for fucking 10 minutes, and then for Butcher to not be on the villain arc because you know because he reminds him of his brother. And then the fact that Butcher didn't have a failsafe for the soups, because, you know, why the fuck would there be any goddamn consequences to this shit, man? Like, it's the thing of, like, you set up this virus plot line, and nothing happens. You set up the V1 plot line, and in the end, nothing happens. You set up 2 seasons of fucking Gen V, right? The the spin-off show I didn't watch because, you know, I didn't give a shit. And I'm glad I didn't watch it because honestly, if I watched it, I would have been more pissed. Because that character who's supposed to be this, you know, god tier bloodbender that, you know, can rival Homelander, right? Does fucking nothing. She does nothing. Homelander gets 2v1'd by Butcher, who he previously beat before. It's been shown that Butcher can't really do shit. And Ryan, who he previously beat before, and it's shown that he couldn't do shit. And also the fact that they were able to hold him down. They were able to hold him down? Are you shitting me? Motherfucker, Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Huey were holding down Homelander at Herogasm. Homelander was on his chest, right? But he was able to break free slightly, and then he fucking dipped, right? He fucking flew out of there immediately. And you're telling me that he just couldn't do the... Motherfucker, he was on his knees, right? He was like... He was either in like the, you know, like he had like one knee down or both knee down or something. Being held with both arms and like the shoulder, I think. I can't remember the scene exactly. But like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting? That's enough to hold him down? Are we forgetting that he had V1? That's another thing. The V1 storyline of him getting V1. In the end, it doesn't matter. None of the plot lines and all this shit that we went through of them trying to find these MacGuffin fucking items, in the end, they literally did nothing. There was no consequence for going out and achieving these items. And the end of the day, fucking, if Homelander didn't have V1, it would have made more sense that he would get beaten by Ryan and Butcher holding him down at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna rephrase that. It wouldn't have made sense. It would have made more sense if he didn't have V1. But he had V1. He has his strain of V from Soldier Boy, right? He has Soldier Boy's fucking seed with goddamn Stormfront's egg, making Homelander, which was, you know, as a baby he was given V, and then he gets V1. And fucking nothing. Also, when he was using his lasers in the White House, when he like, you know, he blasts Butcher and then he slashes it to go and hit Kimiko. Is the walls of the White House really that cracked where his laser couldn't do shit? Motherfucker was able to cut a 747. I don't know the plane model. He was able to cut a goddamn plane in half. Right? Like, obviously, I will say this. It seems like he's able to control at least the distance. Because, you know, when he gets to the pilot seat, he doesn't shoot lasers through the fucking pilot, through, like, the, you know, the control console of the plane. He doesn't shoot his lasers directly through that and open a hole right in front of the fucking plane, right? He doesn't do that. He obviously shortened the distance so it wouldn't destroy the fucking plane. It would only hit the terrorist. He didn't shorten it enough, unless, you know, the front of the plane is fucking laser proof now for some reason. But then, you know, like, he's able to cut a private jet in half, which I don't know. I mean, I feel like he has to be able to control the distance or something, or like something's with his lasers. But like, are you telling me that the White House walls, that he couldn't laser through the White House wall? Like he just did it. You know what I mean? And also another thing is that, like, you're telling me Homelander just couldn't escape. Homelander just couldn't escape. Are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Homelander was in that fight. Kimiko was standing there, you know, waiting for her fucking delusion to pop in so she could actually blast him, right? She was just standing there waiting there for, I don't know, like 2 to 3 minutes. You're telling me that Homelander... Because obviously at a certain point, Homelander's like, I gotta dip. Right? Like, Homelander was smart enough to recognize that that bitch is a problem. I need to get out. And honestly, because the thing is, this fight happens in like the middle of the episode, right? So I was 100. At least for me, I was 100% expecting that, like, oh shit, Homelander just showed off his incredible speed feat, right? Homelander just showed off, or at least Homelander has V1 now, right? So his speed's now incredibly fast. Okay, sure. So what? Fuck you, Darkhead. So what I was thinking was that Homelander would be able to, get away, right? He would be able. I was genuinely thinking there would be like a part 2 of the fight, right? Like Homelander would escape, and we would get the scorched earth, and then all of a sudden, Gen V bitch shows up, right? Because like, at least in my mind, it was a thing of like, you guys are trying to push him right now. You guys, in order to take him down, you're gonna need the full team, right? At least that was my thing of like, okay, he has V1, you're gonna need the full team, right? So you're gonna need Starlight to blind his ass. You're gonna need fucking Gen V bitch to like tense his muscle, make his muscle spasm with her being able to control the blood. Like weaken his, like stun him, like you're blinding him, you're stunning him with blood manipulation. All for that so you can get Butcher and fucking Ryan to hold him down. You get Soldier Boy there too because Homelander betrayed Soldier Boy, so Soldier Boy would want to fucking, so Soldier Boy would want to get a piece of that. Especially since Soldier Boy was saying all the time, like, no one fucks my son but me, right? Whereas, like, Soldier Boy, maybe he would make, this is the one exception, right? And he joins the boys to jump Homelander. Are you fucking saying? Because, like, my idea, but yeah, Homelander escapes, because, let's be honest, that was a really dumb fucking plan, okay? Homelander literally could have left at any time. And the fact that he couldn't leave because he was slow. He was slow? Are you shitting me? He was slow? Fucking yeah, sure. Yeah, fucking beautiful writing, guys. Beautiful fucking writing. So great. I'm not mad at all. But yeah, so no, it should have been a thing of Homelander escapes. He starts flying around the world, murdering, killing, destroying stuff, like, Omni-Man Flaxen levels of fucking, like, not obviously not, like, completely there, but he's going around, he's destroying shit. He's, like, going to, like, nuclear facilities in these places, like, blowing them up, like, destroying, like, ruining the lives of millions and maybe even billions of people. Fucking right. And then, he makes it back to Vault Tower. And he goes there and he's about to burn it down. But the boys are there, they just got Soldier Boy, right? And so they jump him in the streets right outside Vault Tower. Or fucking, I don't know, maybe he returns back to the fucking White House, whatever. But, the boys jump him, and then they finally take him down with all of their powers combined. They were able to beat V1 Homelander because, he's supposed to be stronger since he got V1, but nothing fucking changed. But yeah, that's, I think I got my point across with, how shit the writing has been, honestly. I personally think that if you were to watch The Boys, right? If you were going to watch The Boys, or if you were going to recommend The Boys to anyone, I think the best way to do it would just be make them watch seasons 1 through 3. And that's it. After that, you're just hurting yourself. Right? It's like the... this ending has me feeling the same way that Death Note made me feel, where it's like Light shouldn't have lost. Light should not have lost, man. Like he loses the fucking Nier, bro. Like, are you? Huh? Because the thing is, like, it also in Death Note, it was another just like a bullshit writing thing of like, oh yeah, no, he was able to copy down all the names in that notebook perfectly in the exact way that you wouldn't be able to tell that you didn't write it in one fucking night by himself. Like, are we just gonna ignore the fabric of time? Are we just gonna ignore how long things take to accomplish? Are we just gonna make up a bullshit writing thing because we can't have the antagonist, which, you know, is Light? I mean, he is the bad guy in everyone's eyes, right? But, you know, we can't let him win, right? So we're just gonna make up this bullshit writing thing, and no, we're not gonna write it any better because, you know, if you're at least gonna pull off something bullshit, at least write it to where it at least somewhat makes sense. So, you know, it's less bullshit. Like, everyone will know that you wrote this purely because of plot armor and bullshit. But at least, you know, it kind of makes sense as if this is possible. But yeah, no, this ending had me the same way feeling of that. I was just like, this is the dumbest writing thing. Like, you guys literally could not just let you couldn't let the bad guy win, right? You couldn't let anything bad happen. Right, and the thing that pisses me off more, because this is the boys, motherfucker. This is the show with hero-gasm, right? This is the show with, you know, the most fucking depraved shit. Okay, obviously not the most depraved shit, but, you know, with a lot of depraved shit. You know, last episode, we had a dog person and a cat person sniffing each other's ass for like 50 seconds.
Creating the right of steel that manufactured HL 1736.
And yet, this is also the show that for the finale, we get the most cookie cutter, peaceful ass, nothing bad happened, goddamn ending imaginable. You wanna know how many innocent people died in the finale?
Mayhap we must send some pre-servitors to remonstrate.
You wanna know how many? I genuinely, I think it was like 2 people. Oh, it was that billionaire guy, right? That rich guy that Homelander sent to space in 3 seconds, which, you know, an incredible speed feat. Good thing the writers forgot they fucking wrote that in the same goddamn episode. Yeah, and then you also have like the one security guard guy. That one security guard guy died. Those are literally like the 2. I mean, I guess terror counts, but like he's not a person. He's just a dog. So, yeah, you know, I saw a lot of things of like, you know, because I looked at some comments of like other people that reviewed it. I didn't watch the videos, but I looked at the comments, and a lot of people are saying like, oh yeah, this is just you know, like it's an acceptable finale, but it's not a good one. And for me at least, it's kind of the same thing, but I guess my opinion is a bit more on the side of this finale sucked dick. And yeah, honestly, it did. I don't know. Maybe you like the finale. I genuinely can't see how you could like the finale. Like I don't know how you could see it as a good finale. You know what I mean? Because like it really is just the most safe. Everyone, you know, everyone gets a happy ending. Fucking like ending like it's. Ah, my God! It's just fucking. It's. I had high hopes, you know. Watching seasons 1, 2, 3, I had high hopes that the show was actually gonna cook. And then the writers just fucking nope. They fucked it. They absolutely fucked it. God, it's so bullshit. I genuinely think though that if what they should have done is that they should have made they should have had I don't know, they should have sped up like finding V1, right? Homelander should have found V1 an episode earlier. Like literally if we were able to condense this down so we had an extra episode, I think it would have been great if episode 7 was this episode, minus the fact that Homelander dies, right? But basically, it's the thing of like they try to go after Homelander, It doesn't work. Homelander starts destroying the world, right? The boys are like, fuck, we had our chance. We screwed it up. Now we're really only going to have one more shot at this because he's coming straight for our heads, right? And then the season finale would have been everyone just, grouping up, ready to take out Homelander, as the final bastion of humanity, right? Of just like, we have to be the ones to take him down because we are the only people that actually can, right? Because Homelander basically, disabled Homelander disabled all the world powers, right? We're the only ones that have a shot of taking him down. And then, that would have been the finale. They take him down. Butcher, goes on his villain arc. Possibly, he's going to release the virus. Huey tries to stop him. QB does, but then, Butcher has a failsafe for it because, it could be a thing where, like, the be Homelander, and then there's, like, maybe a week stretch of time or something, and it's fucking Butcher going on his villain arc. He started to tweak out a little bit too much, right? And then, he's able to, be able to have a lot of time to, make a failsafe and make sure it works and all that. So, because, I mean, yeah, sure, having a failsafe from when Huey was, like, right on his ass, sure, I guess. But, like, Butcher had enough time to put that shit through the sprinkler system and then be able to connect a control to it, like... He could have had a failsafe. He could have had a failsafe, honestly. So yeah, and then Huey stops Butcher, and then Butcher would have failsafed, and then all the soups in the world are gone. Vought has been burned to the ground by Homelander at this point, right? And then fucking yeah. And then I don't know. I guess Starlight's dead because she still has her powers in this one. I don't know. You can have fucking Starlight, Soldier Boy, Butcher, Ryan. You can have all the soups holding Homelander down for Kimiko to blast them all. So then they all lose their powers. I don't know. Just whoever you want to lose your powers, just fucking throw them holding down Homelander, and then they get blasted. They lose their powers. Who gives a shit? But yeah, and then you could have fucking. You could have a happy ending then, but more like a bittersweet ending where it's like a lot of shit happened, a lot of people died, right? There was actual stakes and consequences to this shit that were almost realized. They were definitely happening, and they would have went to 100%, but we went to like 30 to 40% of the consequences of Homelander destroying the world, of just conquering himself because they don't believe him as God. Well, fuck it, I might not be their God, but I'm gonna be their fucking king. Or I'm gonna be the leader of humanity. But yeah, no, they didn't do that. They went for the safe option. They went for the shitty option. I think it's horrible. Also, another thing that makes me mad is the fact that Starlight's pregnant, and she's doing crime fighting while pregnant. She is flying in the sky, zooming, moving at speeds that is most definitely not safe for a fucking baby. But she's a soup, guys. It's okay. She's a soup. So the baby's gonna be fine. That's definitely not child endangerment and really fucking stupid. No, it's okay, guys. It's great. It's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. It's genuinely so dumb. But yeah, that's that's gonna be my perspective for the boys finale. They could have done it better. They should have done it better. The writers are absolute retards. I'm just gonna say it. The writers fucked up. The writers didn't do well. All right. They had a lot of opportunity to make this, feel like The Boys. This finale feel like season 1 and season 2, which really set the tone for The Boys, and they just lost the plot. They genuinely just lost the plot. You might be wondering, why isn't the video over yet? Well, it's because I was about to upload it, but then I remembered more things about the episode that made me mad. So let's get into it. First of all, Starlight's fight with the Deep is stupid and dumb. I probably mentioned it in the actual video, but I didn't mention the fight itself. Starlight blasts him into the water. First of all, where did she get the power from? Isn't her power supposed to be taking in the light from nearby, redirecting light? There was no fucking light there, dude. There was nothing there. She just summoned light out of her ass and just blasted the Deep. Second thing, she blasts the Deep into water, which another thing is that she doesn't know that the Deep is an enemy to sea creatures. That's pretty much only he knows that, right? Because only he can communicate with the sea creatures. He's the only person that knows that. He's the only one that knows his weakness, right? And well, I mean, all the sea creatures do now, right? But like, yeah, beside that point, she shoots the Deep into water, essentially giving him home field advantage. Right? She gives the Deep home field advantage on purpose. Genuinely has to be some of the craziest shit. So like, there's that, right? And like, also with the ending, right? I did mention how, Starlight flies with her baby. Like, she doesn't even like go slow or anything. She just does it. She just goes. What you mean? I mean, maybe they figured out, oh no, it's actually safe to do this. Who the fuck would still take that chance? Genuinely, who would take that chance, man? But yeah, sure. And then also the fact that before she takes off, and okay, now this is the thing. This part I actually, this is generally probably the only part of the episode that actually made me like laugh and be like, okay, what the fuck, man? Like, it generally caught me, like, because I'll be honest, like, Homelander being like, oh, I'll eat your shit, man. I'll eat your shit. I'll be second cock to you. Like that was good, but it didn't feel like, because of the way that he was knocked down. Damn, I had a really good run going. I was just talking too much, but because of the way he lost the fight. I didn't feel much of it, Like, I like the fact that, the whole world was able to see it, I think that part was really decent. I do like the fact that Homelander was, being that pathetic. And being, like, he, just like Adrian saying, he is nothing without his powers, everyone knows this. But, yeah, I don't know, it's, for me at least, that part didn't really hit as hard, just because of how he lost. Like genuinely, the way that Homelander lost that fight just immediately turned me off from ever just taking that shit like seriously at all. Honestly, Homelander just completely fucking, like, because that's the thing, like, if the writers were consistent with his fucking power level, then yeah, and if Homelander genuinely lost in a really, in a way that the boys actually had to try, then yeah, I would have cared more about, I feel like him being pathetic then at that point would have hit a lot harder. But yeah, anyways, back to, before Starlight takes off with their kid, Huey says the name of the kid. And this is the part that genuinely for me was the funniest shit in the episode, because he called the kid Robin. He named the kid after his dead ex. That right there is like the true what the fuck, what the fuck is this show? Like, you know, that scene right there had like the purest essence of The Boys. I was just like, oh yeah, no, he named his kid after his dead ex. You know, like you hear that, you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you do that? You know, that's so outlandish. That's so insane. Yeah, no, that to me was like the my favorite part of the episode. Genuinely, when it was like, oh yeah, no, I named it after my dead ex. I was like, yeah, nope. No, that entire finale was just for this moment. I could feel it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the two things that I wanted to cover. I know this entire video is just gonna be a rant, but I repeated the fact that it's gonna be a rant multiple times. But yeah, I'm trying to remember right now. Is there anything else in this episode that I wanna cover? I'd like to get Harper's opinion. You know, he's someone who has been watching The Boys pretty much since it like came out and stuff. I never did, so you know, I like to see like the opinion of I would see his opinion of it. You know, someone who's been committed to the show for, you know, a long period of time like that. I want to see how he feels about it. But yeah, I'll be probably another episode. Take care, everyone. And if I don't upload tomorrow, I'm dead as fuck.